without warning. And when it rains, it's pouring. I got dreams, big dreams. I wanna do big things, but I just can't seem to put it all together. I just wanna be seen. I'm jumping ship, I'ma dive in. Middle of the ocean, swimming till I find it. I see an island out ahead, filled with things that I've wanted since I was a kid. Swim to it with every muscle I've got, sucking down water in my lungs till I cough. But I won't give up, I'll never stop till I wash up on the sand or my heart finally stops. I will be the best, headed out for change, I just started on my quest. Yeah, the world will know my name, I'm excited, I'm obsessed. No one in my way but myself and a test. Yeah, I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best. Life is just a game, I'll be playing till I rest. I'll be there to claim my own spot among the best. Deep within my mind, I'll put all my fear to rest. Cause I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best. I can, I gotta study, I'll cram, I gotta make up a plan to give me some kind of chance. I gotta enter a new mode or else I'll get KO'd. My life's at a crossroad, I'm ready to reload. I gotta learn some kind of lesson from my past. I made mistakes, but I learned how to react. I love the chase, but I need a new path to have a chance to get what I wanna grab. A good life has a good purpose, something that makes everything that you're doing worth it. Something with a bigger meaning that's under the surface, cause that's what's gonna keep you working. It's a journey to make it, I got a life in the making. I choose how I'm gonna shape it, I got new lights in rotation. I flip a switch, I'm fixated, I'm sick of patience and waiting. My destiny is awaiting. I will be the best, headed out for change, I just started on my quest. Yeah, the world will know my name, I'm excited, I'm obsessed. No one in my way but myself and a test. Yeah, I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best. Life is just a game, I'll be playing till I rest. I'll be there to claim my own spot among the best. Deep within my mind, I'll put all my fear to rest. Cause I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best. This life is a journey worth taking. Every breath in it is sacred. It gets hard and frustrating, but trust me, you just gotta embrace it. Cause what's a journey without enemies? You need some friends, a foe, and an identity. You need an arc, a battle, a little tensity. Create a little bit of energy. I know we don't start the same, but life ain't fair, that won't change. You can't expect that from games, yeah. You might be worse off than others, but better off than another. So just move forward, discover, yeah. What you like, what you need, what you see. Every little thing that you wanna be. Figure out how others get it, and respect it. And don't give up till you perfect it. Well, here I go, how I get there, I'll figure out on my own. But no matter what, I'll be putting on a show. So watch out, and watch me grow. I will be the best, headed out for change, I just started on my quest. Yeah, the world will know my name, I'm excited, I'm obsessed. No one in my way but myself and a test. Yeah, I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best. Life is just a game, I'll be playing till I rest. I'll be there to claim my own spot among the best. Deep within my mind, I'll put all my fear to rest. Cause I will be the best, yeah, I will be the best.
That's right, Kitty. Don't forget to change it to live chat instead of talk chat. Because YouTube is a bitch. Shadow Kitty, how are you guys doing? I am tired. Hoping this new job helps with some of the stress I've been under and helps level everything out, and I don't feel so out of control of my own life. How are you guys doing?
swing home run like a baseball bat. Gonna see me rise, you can hate on that. I don't play both sides, doing me no cap. I'ma ride or die for my dreams on tap. I'ma fly real high, you ain't see me slack. No, it's not how you fall, it's how you get right back up. That's how you get tough. Calluses on my hands so rough, yeah, I call your bluff. I'm not the one, mess with me, come out with none. Cause I'm so done, you had your fun, and now you're gonna face down the barrel of the gun. Cause I got a full clip with your name on it, but I'ma let you slide cause you ain't worth it.
Like it doesn't. Like, I like my new job. It's not a bad new job. It's fairly simple. It's very straightforward. It's a few things that I haven't directly done before, but not anything that like I haven't heard of before. But the dude that was training me just like utterly got on my last nerves. Like I understand it's your last week and everything, but you're the one that agreed to finish out such and such time frame and therefore train your replacement. So it kind of irritates me when I feel like I'm being purposely sabotaged. Hello, JC. How are you? So like today, like the ladies I'm working with, when they brought me on and we were doing all of our opening meetings and everything, they were talking about how the guy that was leaving his last day was supposed to be tomorrow. Well, he arbitrarily decided on his own that his last day was going to be today and didn't bother to tell anybody. And they had planned on him observing and walking me through a bunch of the month-end processes that he does. And he told me today while he was showing me some stuff that he wasn't planning to be here tomorrow. And I was like, well, do so-and-so know that? Because they've got it on the schedule for you to be... My understanding is they were expecting you to help me do stuff. She's like, and he was like, oh, I haven't, but I guess I should. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, holy shit, dude. And like apparently this week he had to come in late one day, and rather than telling our supervisors that he was going to be like an hour or so late on this one day, when me and him got done with the training we were doing for that day, he was like, oh yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna be a little bit late. I don't know exactly what time I'm gonna be in, so how do you want to do training tomorrow? I was like, well, just message me whenever you get in. And we can do the training. I figured he had told them that this was what was going on. And, at the time when our meeting was supposed to start, according to the training schedule that our suit manager had set up, even though she was like, the time block is just more for you guys to have an open meeting to jump in and out of if you need to. He apparently didn't tell them because our immediate supervisor joined the meeting when it was supposed to start, and she messaged me and she's like, hey, why aren't you guys in the training? I was like, well, he's not here. She's like, did he say something yesterday? I said, yeah, he said he was going to be a little bit late. And I told him just let me know when he got here. She's like, oh, I didn't know that. I was like, I was just like, oh my goodness. Look, I understand leaving a job, and I understand you hit a point where you just don't care anymore. But my lord. This has been probably some of the worst training I've ever had from an employee that was exiting a position. I was telling Jester earlier today, I was like, I've been training with this dude for a week and I still feel like I'm in the dark. He either can't or refuses to answer the questions that I have, which should be questions that he should be able to answer. When I ask him why we don't follow the system warnings that are set in place that go, hey, this violates company policy, before you approve it, you need to make sure that it's in line with company policy. He's like, oh, well, I just ignore that. I don't ever pay attention to the alerts. And I'm like, excuse me? Why are the alerts there if you don't pay attention to them? They're there for a reason. And like when I was trying to get him to explain to me how I figure out who approves stuff, like when I was trying to get him to explain to me how he figures out who approves stuff, he's like, oh, well, I just know. I'm like, well, how do you know? I just know. You just have to figure it out. I'm like, so there's nothing that you can tell me to look at to confirm that this is who I need to send it to for approval. He's like, well, you need to look at the name on it. I was like, but this name on it, you said he's the one that he only approves such and such. He's like, well, that's because his name's on the account. I'm like, well, then how do I know who to send it to? You just have to know. I'm like, oh my fucking lord. Oh my goodness. Today was just like the absolute limit of what I could tolerate. I was so frustrated at the end of our training. No, he's leaving the company on his own. And they were doing nothing but singing his praise, and he's leaving the company on his own. Oh. Oh, I know, JC. I'm gonna be developing a approver list with management to figure out all this shit, because I do not like the whole, oh, well, you just have to guess method. No. No. And as far as I can tell this week, he hasn't informed any of the people that are supposed that, like, email him statements and shit. He hasn't informed any of them that he was leaving and that he needed to send them to somebody else. Because there was a couple times during our training where he's like, oh, well, they emailed me the statement. I was like, well, did you tell them that they need to email me the statements next week? Oh, well, I guess I should do that. Yeah, I guess you should. Ah! Good lord. He just, literally while he's sitting there training me, the only thought that keeps going through my mind is he just does whatever the fuck he wants. Nobody ever checks up on what the hell he's doing. He just does whatever he wants and doesn't pay attention to what's changing and what's not, and like, holy hell, dude. Oh, I know, JC, I know. I mean, they were already telling me about how they were wanting to change several of the processes and make it more, more manageable, more trackable, more efficient. But good grief.
Will today be rough or will today be great? 9, 10, 11, 12. Lately I've been going through hell. 13, 14, 15, 16. Today's the day. Are you coming? Are you sick of being normal? I'm sick of being average. I'm sick of being mortal. I'm about to be a savage. I see a lot of things that I want. I will have them. I got a new.
And there were several times where I had to rein in my frustration because I knew it was starting to really sound in my voice. But I'm so aggravated with stuff. And like I messaged both of my supervisors today at like 11:30. I was like, just in case you aren't aware, so-and-so says that he's not coming in tomorrow, so if that's the case, I'm gonna need help with the closing process, because I've never done this before, and I don't want to screw y'all's stuff up. Like, I have our trading videos, but that's not gonna be enough to get me through my first month end on my own. I've never done any of this. I don't think he was a whiz at it, JC. I really don't think he was a whiz at it. I think he was just good at making them think he was a whiz at it. Yeah. Yeah, that's always a possibility too. Like, a lot of their processes seem to be very reliant on outside sources giving them information, which is very bad. Rather than our own people being forced to provide us provide the vendor information. There's times where they're like, oh, well, look at the email. Maybe that will tell you who sent it in. No, 9 times out of 10, the email's going to come from the vendor, and that's not going to tell me shit. I doubt it, Kitty. I don't think he has, I don't think he's that... I doubt it. I think he had just, he found his next position, decided to give his 2 weeks that he had that money in the bank with the other company, and, just didn't care anymore. And nobody bothered to make sure that processes were updated and the information was maintained in an area where everybody had it, so that's when you wind up with this. Using Delta Tech? No? Deltec? No? I don't think so. Awesome timesheet program? No, we're not using that. We're using, SAP Concur. Or the company me and him were staffing firms through. Wow, yeah. Well, I mean, you can set up any accounting program not allow transactions unless certain information is entered. That's pretty standard across any of them. I think for me, like, the part that frustrated me the most was asking, how do I figure out who needs to approve this? And being told, oh, well, you're just gonna have to figure it out. I think for me, that was the most frustrating part of the whole thing. I was asking questions that should be very simple for somebody in that position to answer. And it aggravated me dearly. Oh yeah, there's safeguards for every program has a safeguard in it for different things, JC. It all depends on what the company is willing to pay for and how they have everything set up. But every company can have those same type of safeguards put in every program. And if your program can't, it's not worth whatever money you're paying for it. Honestly, I almost feel like this was probably one of his first accounting jobs. And he was able to get away with whatever because they don't have any, like, hard, fast, set processes. And I think he's probably going to be in for a rude awakening when he goes to a different company that does have hard, set processes and very specific rules that you have to follow, and you're going to get your ass fired if you don't. Yeah, always create documented paper trails, yeah. I mean, honestly, just the fact that he wasn't gonna show up tomorrow at all without telling them, already knowing that they had scheduled meetings for us tomorrow and that tomorrow was month end and everything. That causes issues. Well, I mean, one thing too that I don't think he realizes that this type of situation does, um, when you're working with a reputable staffing company and you walk out on your job, you walk out on the job that they have assigned you to, the company that they've assigned you to and helped get you in with. If you walk out the way he was planning to, or the way he did, they will put you on a no rehire list. They will say that they don't want to work with you anymore because you damaged their reputation as a staffing company. And vice versa, if you're working with a staffing company and the people you're working with are a bunch of assholes and don't work well with you, you don't want to work with them again either. So one thing I don't think he realizes that he's done to himself within this industry is by leaving this job in the way he has, seeing as how he was still working under the staffing company. That can make it to where they'll blacklist him and they won't deal with him anymore. It's just like the staffing company that I worked with when I had that really bad job experience back in March, right after I first got laid off, where I was there for a week and I thought everything was going fine, and then they called and said they didn't want me back anymore. That job experience, I think that particular staffing office didn't want to work with me anymore because of what happened with that company, rather than talking to me about what happened and wanting to learn and figure out what all went wrong. And the professionalism of the contact that I had with the guy that was working with me when all that fell through, made it to where I don't want to work with that particular staffing company anymore. Because I learned from my mistake as well. But, because I was under the impression that they wanted to keep working with me, I had left a one or two personal items at the office to use on Monday morning. And then when they called me Friday and said that I wasn't going back, I was like, alright, well, I need this, and this personal item back. A month and a half later, they finally got it back to me. And, wouldn't respond to my messages or calls asking if they were still looking for other positions for me or anything like that, and just flat out ignored me once they got me my personal stuff back. And I was just like, you know what, fuck your company. I'm glad I haven't tried to work with you guys for the last 6 years, because if this is how your staffing people treat people, you're a bunch of assholes. Oh, no. I enjoy the rest of the people I work with, JC. Yeah, the other ladies that I work with, I enjoy working with them. I really do feel like it's just one of those situations where they kind of just based on the things that they were telling me that they were changing, it seemed like it was one of those positions where they had let him do whatever he wanted to do for a very long time, and they are starting to restructure their process. And um, I think that restructuring of their process would require more accountability on his part, and I don't think he wanted any part of that. Cause I think he was so used to being able to do whatever the fuck he wanted that I don't think he could handle it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So tomorrow is gonna be an interesting day because I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, they seem to be changing some of their processes and wanting to put some other pretty stringent processes in place. And I think in the long run he just didn't want to deal with that. Oh yeah, I told when I found out he wasn't gonna be there to when I found out he wasn't gonna be there tomorrow, I messaged him immediately and I was like, he says he's not gonna be here. I'm gonna need some extra eyes and ears to help me walk through the closing processes that you guys want me to do because I don't want to do them incorrectly and screw up your guys' process. I mean, I have our training videos, but I know that's not going to be enough. So, cause like I had to tell him, I had to tell him very forcefully because he wasn't listening to me when I was like, "Can you slow down?" I basically had to tell him, "Go stop, slow down. I need you." I felt like I was talking to a damn kindergartner. I was like, "I need you to start from the beginning of what's the first thing you need to do when you start this process. What file do I need to open? What is the first step I need to do and go from there?" Oh, it just like he just kept jumping all over the place on everything he was supposedly training me, and just it was just so frustrating. I have never been so frustrated after training in my life. And yeah. I don't know what he figured he was doing. Oh, kitty. Kitten would probably know how to show me how to do something better. I don't know. I mean, for the first 2 days, I was there, I tried to remind myself this guy's never trained anybody before. He may not know exactly how to go about training anybody. And by the third day, I was like, he's doing this shit on purpose. I felt like he was just purposely trying to fuck up the training. Because just how scatterbrained he was about everything and how he couldn't answer any of my basic questions. And just kept telling me to wing it and to ignore, like the warnings that the company had put on shit. I'm just like, are you, what? Hello, Amara, how are you? No. We're talking about the dude that was attempting to train me before he left the position today. Left of his own accord, might I add. I've had a whole week of meetings, Amara. So I feel ya. I feel ya. Oh no. He was already out the door. This was his last week there. But according to the notice that he had given the company, his last day was supposed to be tomorrow. And he wasn't planning on showing up tomorrow without telling anybody. And I ratted his ass out today when he told me. Because he was supposed to help me with month-end close. New set of students tomorrow. Well, hopefully they're as fun as last year's. Yeah, hopefully they'll be just as good. You'd see him off for being a bitch. So, who's training me now? It'll be my direct supervisor. That's who will be training me now. Because I feel like she's gonna have to retrain me on shit because I don't feel adequately trained to do some of the stuff that I know they're gonna want me to do. And I don't feel adequately trained for it. And so me and her are gonna have to have a conversation at one point about stuff. So it's gonna be interesting. But you know what? I'm gonna do the best I can. I have vented my frustrations. I have ranted long enough. So hopefully with this new job, I'll be able to get some things back on track and not be so fucking stressed out of my mind that the only time I diamond paint is during this stream. Because I don't know what it is lately, but like for the last month I have, when I'm stressed out, I haven't felt a desire to diamond paint. I have felt the desire to go play a video game with people. So that's why there haven't been very many actual videos. Because I've just been too stressed out to actually record anything. So, well, not so much too much stressed out to record anything, but I've been too stressed out to actually focus on getting anything done. Like this section here, I've been working on this section for like the past 2 weeks. I mean, you are fun, Kitty. It's your first week. They would be negligent to expect you to do month-end invoicing without having super. Yeah, yeah. And some of the month-end processes that they have going on are very, very specific, and things have to be drawn out a certain way. And like, I know I could do it. I need the patience to do it, and they weren't expecting me to not have a trainer tomorrow who could help walk me, like watch me go through the whole process on my own. So everything tomorrow and next week is gonna be super haywire. I don't know what we're gonna do, what I'm doing. But tomorrow's Friday, and then we have a 3-day weekend. Whoop whoop. Anybody else having a 3-day weekend? I mean, I don't have to go to bed early on Sunday, Kitty. So, I mean, we can hang out as long as you guys want Sunday night. It's okay, JC. I'm sure it'll be fine. See, what we do is Sunday night we stay up for movies all night. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, Mountain Time, we start a random ass stream. And our drunk asses stream until like 5 o'clock in the morning Mountain Standard Time. And then we all pass out. So make sure you have your Monday open, JC. But no, JC, I understand. Like, actually give me a reason to drink the alcohol that's in my house. Like, when you have a box of alcohol that sits next to the fridge and you haven't opened it, but you've had it since the 4th of July, what do you call that? It's not garbage, Amara. It's still good alcohol. I just don't drink very much. I drink like twice a year. And even then, it's only like 1 8-ounce bottle. It's cheerleader beer. And if you know what cheerleader beer is, yeah, that's what I drink. No. The White Claw is not cheerleader beer. That's high schooler beer. That's different. That's quarterback beer. Cheerleader beer. Kitty knows what I'm talking about. So Kitty is saying we have to annoy JC over the weekend. Got it. And JC, you should know what the fuck cheerleader beer is. You're from the South. Why are you using the northern term? Fucking fancy prick. And you spelled wine wrong. How did you spell wine wrong? I do, because it's the only shit that tastes good. Who the fuck drinks White Claws? This shit's nasty. I can't even get past the smell, let alone trying to drink that shit. But you spelled wine wrong. I'm sorry, any beer is fucking nasty. I don't care what brand it is. It all smells like shit. And I can only imagine it tastes like shit too. And the moment somebody says that you have to develop your palate for it, that means it is a horrible fucking drink. And shouldn't be touched. So yes, all of you freaking whiskey drinkers who go, oh, well, you just have to develop your whiskey palate. Y'all are fucking weird. And your drinks are nasty. Hello, Puzzled. How are you? Yes, we're talking about beer. Whiskey is nasty, JC. You can say it tastes, it's delicious all you want. It's fucking gross. Just like there's a lot of wines that are fucking gross. I shouldn't feel like I'm drinking turpentine. Or rubbing alcohol. When I'm drinking something that's supposed to be pleasurable and enjoyable. I have tasted some high dollar whiskey, and yeah, that the high dollar whiskey was lost on me. The smell of it was nice. The taste of it was fucking nasty. Hello, Luna. How are you? Hope you're doing well. For the record, beer is life's coaching. Damn it, Luna. Damn, puzzled. First time I ever smelled a beer, I was like, nope. Not interested. Don't care. Don't want it. But yeah, for me, like, I'm hoping that once I get settled into this job, like, I feel like I'm going to be very tense and pensive for, like, the next 3 weeks on this job, because I have been burned so many times by so many other jobs in the last 6 months. So I feel like that's probably going to be a thing that happens for a while. I don't think I'm going to feel very secure in the job for a little bit. I'm going to be kind of paranoid. But yeah, I'm hoping once all of that settles down and I get back into more of a routine and I'm not so stressed out that I can't enjoy doing diamond painting, that I'll be able to get back to doing it fairly regularly and having more content for stuff over here. Cause like it's just been one thing after another, man. I mean, I don't blame you, Puzzle. Beer just ugh. It is remote, so the distance is from my bed to my office. But because of all the bad experiences I've had over the last couple months with jobs, I'm very wary, very wary of everything. Like, I don't want to get my hopes up that I have a job and then next week it's all stripped away from me again and I'm just like over here depressed and feel like I'm worthless again. Trust me, it gets to you. It is awesome, Puzzled, it is. I'm glad to have found something remote. I would have taken something where I had to go into an office, but I was glad to find something remote. How about you guys? Anything interesting happening with you guys? Don't forget to hit the like button, everyone. Because you know, this is YouTube and they, for some reason they put a lot of stock in that like button. I don't know why, but they do. Yay! Puzzle finished their 6,000 piece puzzle. Or 60,000 piece puzzle. Nice! When do we get to see a picture? Yes, Kitty. I think we established all of that. Don't worry, Kitty. I'll drink cheerleader beard with you. Everything is on. When you finish taping and lay it all out. Alright. Alright. That's right. Remember, playing Barbie with your kids is a full contact sport. If you didn't know that, well, now you know. It is very crumbly? No! Daryl, hello! How have you been today? Hope you're doing well. I'm glad you made a note of that, Daryl. So just in case people didn't know, if you play Barbie with a youngin', it's a full contact sport. Did it really? That sucks, Puzzled. Could it just be an older picture and it was before they upgraded things? And so that might have been an older picture from before that? Drama! Drama what? Wait, is Drama the name of the company? Okay. So if you're gonna start naming companies and stuff, you gotta say this is a company so that we know what you're talking about. We don't know the puzzle world. I don't know all the different puzzle makers and stuff. He did the artwork for the puzzle because it was a great brand. Alright, which brand did he do it for? Okay. He's the artist. Gotcha. Drama's a lousy name for a puzzle company. I mean, you never know. His company name is Waldo Folk Art. Okay. Great packaging and love the art. Okay. I don't know if I've heard of that company. Maybe because most of my puzzles come from Walmart. That could be why. Well, see, that's why you don't let your company have a board of directors, because they can out you from your own company. Oh yeah, Walmart puzzles are still usually fine. But I think they're only from like 1 or 2 companies. So since they kicked him out, the quality seems to have gone down. Is that what you're is that what you mean, Puzzled? Oh my gosh. Welcome back, Amara. Holding one way down. Ooh. That's not good. That is not good at all.
Let me get my head straight, I need a drink of water. It's been days I've had a headache. Don't wanna wake up one day, feel like I regret things. I want my story just to have a happy ending. And I don't got a plan B, a plan A's all I need. Took the ships from the sea and burnt them all, no retreat. It's kill or get, eat, and get buried with the seeds. But that makes me feel free, hella focused on my dreams. I got habits, they're established. I'm doing things a bit manic, but I can handle it. Juggle this, juggle that, struggle here, lose some cash, win and lose, make it back. You can choose your own path, nothing good.
Alright, so those are the colors I have that I gotta put in this area. Oh, and of course black. So he's now at Bottle Studios. Now has a show, although I've not seen it, in Buffalo. Picked up his artwork and sells his art in puzzles. Yeah, I know Buffalo. I know Buffalo and the German company Riven Sons or something like that. Yeah, that's not good for them to come with missing pieces and being all crumbly. Yeah, that one, Ravensburg. There we go. That one, that's the one that I recognize the most when I see puzzles and stuff. But they can be hit or miss too. But I wonder what made their quality go down so badly just by him leaving. That's really weird. Unless they were wanting to change to like a cheaper manufacturer or a cheaper process. And he didn't want to because he knew it would make the quality suffer and actually make him lose money. Sorry, I'm picking out the bad drills. that I'm seeing. Cutting corners, no inspections. Yeah. I mean, it's nearly impossible to know all the details. And sometimes when the details do come out, it's hard to know if they're true or not unless they've been accepted as true in the courts, because it can be just one side is trying to slander the other side type of thing. But I mean, when it's a noticeable... But like, if it's noticeable that the quality is dropped, obviously something is being... corners are being cut somewhere. If the quality is obviously dropped. Amara, you're not allowed to lurk. I don't have a lurk command over here, damn it. God. I don't have Streamlabs set up over here because Streamlabs won't let you connect. At least from what I've been able to figure out, they won't let you connect more than one YouTube channel to it. So yeah, so if it happened after they oust him, then they're cutting corners somewhere. And it's very possible that they ousted him because they wanted to cut corners and make more profit, and he didn't want to sacrifice quality for that. Which is why it's always dangerous to let other people have control of the company that you start. No, you're not allowed to distract me. It really does, Kitty. A lot of it just boils down to profits. Yeah, I've seen where they have some really large puzzles. And I always liked their quality from the few that I have. Who knows, maybe one day I'll do one of the couple puzzles that I have. Who knows? Maybe one day. Oh god, I don't want to get into puzzling again because they're too hard to store. And once I've put them together, I don't want to break them apart, but golly, they're so fucking hard to store and frame, and yeah. I can't promise. I have had one of the Schmidt. I've had a couple of the Ravensburg. I've had one or two of the Buffalo. I don't think I've had a Bluebird or a Pinto. Um, but I quit doing puzzles years ago because they were just taking up. They took up too much space, and they were yeah, they did, like for me they were just taking up too much space. Um, Damn it, where did the brown go? The glue on some of these canvases really gets on my nerves because you can tell that it is like to the touch it's fine, but when you're actually putting drills and shit on it, it is just not doing what it should be doing. Aha. But I do. I actually still have a couple different puzzles that are pretty nice puzzles. Oh, they're plastic pieces. Interesting. And Bluebird is from Europe. Nice. I have a couple puzzles that I think I picked them up from Books A Million. I think that's where I grabbed them from. But they were like, it was like a fairy tale book cover that I really liked. I still have it around here somewhere, I'm just not sure where. Like budget. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You gotta have some of the nicer quality ones. They're always fun to have. The cheap qualities are good for some things, but the nice quality ones are so much more enjoyable to put together. Like, I remember somebody gave me a whole bunch of, like, cheap puzzles for Christmas, I think it was, one year. And it was one of those, like, Dollar Tree puzzles where all of the puzzle pieces were the same shape. Or you know what I mean. But like once you figured out the pattern of the shape of the puzzle piece, it was no longer a puzzle anymore. It was just put down the next piece. Like, I literally put together one of the puzzles in like 10 minutes. They're like, how'd you do that? That shouldn't taken you 10 minutes. I was like, once you figured out the piece pattern, it was easy. Kind of like I have a bunch of the 3D puzzles, which are fun to put together. But I discovered that the really small ones, like the little ones, it's like the little bird and the little chest and the little diamond and all that stuff. Um, unless they're given to me as a gift, I can't buy those because I'll have it done in like 30 minutes. I had the pirate ship and the horse and the dragon 3D puzzle. And I think the dragon took me the longest. The dragon took me about 3 days to put together. I'll have to see if I can pull out, if I can find some of the puzzles that I haven't finished that are still in their boxes. I have them around here somewhere. Yeah, what got me into the Crystal 3D puzzles was my ex sister-in-law. She her family had got her the Bluebird, which is supposed to be like one of the easiest ones. They had gotten her the Bluebird one. She couldn't get it put together. Her dad couldn't get it put together after trying to look up videos and what to do online and everything. Her brothers couldn't put it together. So I asked if I could take it home to fiddle with it, since everybody else had fiddled with it and nobody could get it figured out. Me absent-mindedly while watching, fuck, not Mary Poppins. It's the more recent one. Nanny McPhee. We were sitting there watching Nanny McPhee. And I was just watching the movie and absent-mindedly trying to put this puzzle together that nobody else could put together. And about 30 minutes into the movie, I set it on the coffee table and sat back to watch the movie. And my late husband was like, "You finished that already?" I said, "Yeah. Wasn't that hard? I don't know what your guys' problem was." Needless to say, I eventually, we picked up more here or there for me to see which ones were challenging. And we eventually figured out that I have to be at level 3 in order for it to be a challenge that lasts longer than an hour. So hence is the reason why I wound up with a castle, and I wound up with a horse, and I wound up with a ship, and I wound up with a dragon. All of which I think I've had to throw away at this point because with all the moving I've done, they got broke, and I lost pieces to them. But the 3D puzzles are fun. I would recommend them if you can deal with them. They're fun. You're fine, Shadow. You don't have to apologize every time you gotta step away or something happens. It is what it is. could have swore I saw more sevens than that, but maybe that was just me. Jester! Ah! How are you, Jester? Nice to see you. Just letting the artsy folk talk shop. I mean, puzzle. Do puzzles count as artsy? I think that counts more as problem solving than artsy. I mean, Jester got to hear most of my rant earlier today, so he doesn't have to worry about listening to it again. He got the text version of my rant. Exactly. How dare JC let the artsy people talk? How dare he? So rude. Ah! Nothing happened? Nobody heard anything? I didn't sneeze, Jester, but thank you. No, you heard nothing. You heard absolutely nothing. Didn't I just tell you heard nothing? I said thank you, Jester. Don't be rude. Taking back your blessing. That's just rude. So, when JC's not talking, we have to blame Kitty. Got it. Got it. JC can't blame work anymore. We just blame Kitty. Take the bullet. Take the bullet. So far, games tomorrow. What do you guys want to see? I can't guarantee you'll see it, but what would you like to see tomorrow for games? Yeah, okay, JC. That's what you always claim. We know the truth. As far as I know, it's just a normal stream. Wasn't planning on it being an Among Us stream. Cult of the Lamb? Yeah, we can always do more Cult of the Lamb. Continue to build our cult, non-cult, cult, non-cult, cult. Because it is a non-cult, cult, non-cult, cult. And when the YouTube algorithm decides that the word cult gets your video suppressed, then I guess all my fucking videos are gonna be suppressed, damn it. But you see, Kitty, that's what confuses them, that they can't keep up with us. I mean, it is the game where JC constantly makes Daryl eat poop. Although I think this last time JC kept making Kitty eat poop. Because we haven't brought Daryl into the flock yet. Haven't found the right character yet. No. That's Honey, I Joined the Cult. Which, we should probably play Honey, I Joined the Cult again sometime too, because that was a fun game, and I know a lot in it's probably changed. Everything, JC. Your character in that game is a dirty little freak. Jester did pay for Witcher with channel points. That is true, and I do still play it. We are still making our way through it. There's even times where he gets to watch me play it and nobody else does, while we're hanging out. I know, JC. I'm not shooting down your thought. I have not said no to just anything. I am considering everybody's thoughts. Place for me. There's a place for me. Well, thank you, Shadow. Appreciate it. I think he's glad he found me too. Because, you know, I am the catch. No, I'm glad I found him too. I'm very fortunate.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take
Now I just gotta get him over here. So that he doesn't ever have to leave. So Kitty wants us to play Honey, I Joined the Cult. Which I'd have to download again. Okay. I'm not opposed to it. You love when the diamonds line up in the tray? The Discord poll never does anything, Amara, because they purposely make it all equal. My Discord is just full of people like that. And in the end, the dictatorship takes over, and I just play what I wind up wanting from that 3 anyways. Yeah, brainwashing him. Yes, JC, you and your freaking plotters. Well, you got called Were-Kitty because you bit Llama and said that he turned into a were-llama or something. I remember the Were-Kitty came about because you bit Llama. I mean, I'm not trying to decide tonight. I'm just asking what everybody would be interested in seeing. Like what overall would everybody like to see? I don't know what we're playing yet. I'm not making a decision tonight. I'm just kind of curious to see what everybody's feeling. Okay? Just want to know what people are feeling. I just want to know your feelings. Damn it. I just need to know your feelings. You bit Llama? That's true. Llama was always trying to eat you during that time. You bit Llama. Then he turned into a were-llama. I can believe that, JC. JC is definitely an unfeeling robot.
I wanna feel alive, feel the blood inside my veins. I wanna slow the time, will you slow it down with me? I think I need to find what it means to be okay.
I mean, that is true, Jester. That is very true. I had a random thought and now I don't remember what it was. Oh, that's what it was. Amara wanted to see all nice and pretty and lined up. Well, I shall show you my pile of diamonds. And then I shall show you the transformation. There's your transformation. What-ah! You're fine, Jester. You got nothing to be sorry about. Alright, everyone. That for me for tonight is going to be all. I hope you have enjoyed this episode, this adventure, this section, this time. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed your time here with us tonight. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys. I am gonna go chill for a little bit, and then tomorrow we're gonna be over on Twitch if you care to join us over there. And otherwise, don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. And I will see you all next week, unless I see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody. You're welcome, Amara.